All right. So apparently, I may or may not be back on, folks. Um, apparently, Mark was right. Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties. I am trying to be back on. I don't even know where I lost. So if you all can join me, that'd be great. If not, we might be out of luck. All right. Seeing some people show back up. Boy, I'm sorry. I absolutely have no idea what happened. Mark Overgard told me earlier on that I was breaking up, and apparently my internet connection is bad. I've shifted to my phone, which is means who knows what kind of disaster that would be. So I'm gonna. Oh, apparently Robert says it's not me, it's the internet. That there are lots of problems going on out there. I'm guessing there are probably lots of mutual Zooms and churches and that sort of thing going on. So um, I don't know, folks. I think the wisest thing for me to do is what do you think? Should we hang on a bit and see if it gets better, or should we just bail? I don't have any way to tell unless it just tells me it froze up completely. Huh. Well, I'll tell you what, my friends. I'm gonna hold this content. I'll be back tomorrow at 9:30 for Herd Over Coffee. Hello, Cindy. Apparently the internet is crashing around me. Uh, okay, well, you know what? If I'm fine with all you folks, I'm gonna continue. So I was talking about boy, this is hard. Oh, boy, that gets tempting, but I think I'm going to go ahead and finish what I had going here. So I was talking about my book, Just Around the Bend. I was thanking Betty and Deb Bruner and, of course, the Carlsons and all the other people who wander around with me, including my friend Robert Riddle. So I'm back, apparently. So I'm going to keep plugging along. I don't know how this is going to work on the internet or on the YouTube part, but so let's talk about some of the stuff you can do. Again, this is based on Idaho and specifically Boise, but it applies pretty much to everywhere, depending on how much you are locked down. Did you know that in Boise, Idaho, and in many jurisdictions, you can have a drink delivered? How fun is that? So call your local bar, see if they're hanging out, see if they'll send you a martini. Tip them big. Get a martini. I wish I was still at it. I would send my friend Ziggy a 10-minute martini in West Virginia or South Carolina or wherever the hell he is in the deep middle of nowhere south. Um, that would be great fun. So, yeah, have somebody send you a drink or a cup of coffee or something. There are a lot of a lot of delivery service. The other thing you can do in most places, you are allowed to walk for recreation. Of course, you definitely need to. Hello, Wendy. Uh, you definitely need to do your distancing. Don't touch that girl with a 6 foot pole is always good advice. It's usually good advice even in normal times. So, you have a chance, get out and do some walking. So, how about starting a garden? I know that Carol and I believe Cindy and my friend Terry Harper are all heavy, serious gardeners. I've been thinking about planting a garden out on the North 40 over here, and maybe I'll do that. Maybe wouldn't that be fun? We'll do one of these from my garden in a couple of months because I'm afraid we're still going to be here in a couple of months. I don't know if I'm going to be here in a couple of months, but you know, the other thing is I have a lot of friends on here who are photographers. The flowers are out. I've never been a real good, particularly good at flowers or macros. I have a few that I like, but it's not something I'm going to do. I think I've got some, I don't even know what they are, some sort of flower, not a weed, so it's a flower growing in my yard. I think I'm going to go out and spend some time just working and seeing if I can get a great flower picture. It's something we can all do. Uh, so Cindy says you should go with raised beds. But of course, that means you're gonna have to go and get all the lumber and build them and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know if there's a place you can buy raised beds, but there are. That's probably good advice, Cindy. Thank you. So I also want to talk about this community here. I'm really enjoying all of you being here. I appreciate you. We've made some interesting connections. Zig, who just apparently can type faster than anybody else on the internet, is really quick at it. And he just recently backed the internet, and he's been able to connect with a few of his Boise friends. Me, Mona, I noticed from the Corner Club, chimed in and said hello to him. And of course, his former roommate and my former roommate and brother in law, Lee. So I feel I don't rightly or wrongly, like this is kind of fun. Like we're doing some good here. My friend Deb Alter, Deb Hedges, connected with Kamala, and I think that's cool. And that looks to me like it's something that may not have happened here. Hello, Gail. How are you? Welcome aboard this crazy thing we call Herd Over Coffee. Am I still streaming? I must be because I'm getting comments. I do not know what happened earlier. So, in the Do Something Good, I always try to talk about something that's going on that's fantastic, that's working in these crazy times. And there are a couple of different online, I don't know what you call them, groups, forums, that sort of thing. One is called Be the Difference during COVID-19. You can find this a pretty simple, easy internet, and it's fascinating to watch. It's people in need occasionally who's saying, hey, you know, my father-in-law across town in Boise hasn't seen anybody for a while. I'd be happy to PayPal somebody to send him some food. And almost immediately it jumps up and there are dozens of people who are willing to not just go and see him, but take him food. And very seldom does anybody ask for compensation. That's sort of good. There's also my friend Jay Beecham has told me about a group called the Idaho COVID-19 Mutual Aid Group. Its founder is Sally Boynton Brown. It has split up into a total of 28 mutual aid groups throughout the valley, throughout the state. I just think that's fantastic. She says that they had 18,000 people join our main group in just 10 days, and 27 community groups were spun off. Wow. Can you imagine that? In just a few days, 18,000 people joined to help others, to go out there and help. It's just fantastic. I really, really think that that's a very wonderful thing. So, well, that's kind of it. Guys, sorry about the breakup in the middle. I don't think I had a lot to do with it. A couple of you have on the post asked me, so you know how those fancy, in fact, I actually built one for Channel 7, how those fancy TV stations, they always have the city in the background? Well, this is my city. This is my Boise city. So I found this photograph on a wall down in my basement, and I thought it would become my background. So I'll get it up here where you can see it. Ah! That fell out of the frame. Oh my God. I am not qualified for this job, children. Oh, wow. Okay, let's try this again. So this is a photograph I took of Boise. It was the night of the Goo Goo Dolls, the night of not Zion's National Bank. And there it is. So that is the background, my fancy background, that apparently just fell apart. All right, my friends, thank you so much for being here. I will be back tomorrow at 9:30. Hopefully the internet does not crash on me. And we'll just have to see how it goes. This is David Day, Herd Over Coffee, every single morning at 9:30 Mountain Time. I appreciate you all being along. I'll see you tomorrow. Check Facebook sometime today, see what the question is, because I didn't have time to put it together. I got to go walk the dog. She's driving me crazy, and she really, really wishes that I had not been on this internet thing, because I didn't get ready. But hey, almost everything worked on my end. Of course, the internet screwed it up. So that's it. Let's see, do I think? Well, that is it. Let's see what happens. We may or may not have the fancy outro. Let's try it. Hey, we do. Thank you all. I'm done. I'm out.